All right, welcome back to the Brent Hambrick Memorial Open 2018. We are in the third round coverage. This is the last 9 holes of round 3. And I'm joined in the studio by Brad Schick. Thanks again for
No problem.
doing commentary
Glad to
with me.
be here. This was a lot of fun.
We got Max Nichols in the lead at 18 under, Chris Dickerson at 17, Drew Gibson a little bit behind at 13 under.
Yeah, Drew's had a couple of rough goes and a couple of putts here and there, but we're finishing up on these wooded holes on the letters. This last hole's 182 feet. That's a super tight line, and Chris just he's up there. That's a good spot to be. It's not easy to get close to this one, so. Oh, close. A little bit too much heat on that one off the tee. It's such a touchy little shot.
And Drew just wanted to get this drive over with. And now he just wants to get this upshot over with. Tricky.
Yeah, it's not a. The right side, your angle there is a little tough to see, but the right side, if he just throws a sidearm out, it's pretty open over there. Yeah, that's a great shot.
Beauty.
Just get out. He's coming off a 4 on the previous hole, which is not, obviously what you're looking for. And Max is going this backdoor route, just trying to get his 3 from here. There's no 2 to be had on that side. And see if Chris, he did get up there. It's probably a 35, 40 footer. Wow.
Oh, Chris.
That's not Chris-like.
It's just so rare to have an open look for Bird on this hole.
Nice save by Max, and same with Drew. I would expect him to tap this in. Nice. So no harm. Again, it's one of those, it's a bonus hole. If you get it, you're happy. You just don't want to do anything silly and take a 4. So moving on, out to the Open.
A little bit of a change of pace after these last few wooded holes. Get to air it out coming into hole F.
Yeah, hole F is a good bomber for, Drew and Chris definitely having a right-handed hyzer bomb, 470 feet. My guess is Max is perfectly content just popping one down the line of the road, which is out of bounds, but just getting this 3. So you also have to contend with the right side flags, which there's a line on the ground. So a lot to think about. But for these guys with these power hyzers, it's just get yourself down there in the 40, 50 foot circle and make a good putt. So definitely will see Max kind of just playing that road.
Oh, this looks good.
Sure does.
Oh man, if he could have skipped off that road, he'd have been on the green.
Yeah, that's a super risky shot, because if he doesn't come back, he's basically throwing 200 and 300 feet back. So Drew, he's just salivating over holes like this all day. So gonna hyzer in. Yikes!
That is close to the line.
That is working the line right there.
Looks like he's safe.
Wow.
He's close.
That's another one where you're pretty nervous, because that's 300 and some feet back if you don't come in. So this will be a huge 2 for Max to get it. Oh, 50 footer. But a great 3. No anger about that one, I'm sure. Chris also, and these guys smashed this hole. Little tentative.
Yeah, you could tell he wanted to keep it close.
And Drew was right on that line. Just can't get that putt dialed this round. He's had so many chances. Moving on. So no movement on that one. We still have Max up by 1. Drew is a handful back of Max, so Still a good number of holes left. So this hole, there's a lot of OB. They've moved the OB out to the left. It's kind of tucked back in this little area. It only measures in at 340, but it seems to just play longer. You rarely see anybody long, and you also have the wood line on the left side is out of bounds as well. So.
Uh-oh, this needs to go.
Yeah, that looks
it's
like
shallow.
Just kind of sawed it off.
Yeah, that's OB. This looks good.
That's perfect. I like the sidearm for the righty, and Max is loving the lefty line. So this is the risky route. You know, most right-handed players are not as strong as Drew with that hyzer bomb, so that's one of those, if it doesn't come back in, he's essentially re-teeing and throwing 3. But it looks like he executed it okay, and you see how far back Chris is because he did go out of bounds, so he's pretty much playing for 4 at that point.
Good bird.
Nice. Drew's touching the lock.
Yeah. Don't hit your head.
Beast mode. So that's a disappointing one for Chris. He's definitely thinking 2 there, and to give up a bogue there that hurts. So giving another 2 to Max. Wow. Max is hanging strong. He just steady, smooth and steady. 7 down. Hole H, lots of things to think about. Tall grass, and right of that, there's a line going all the way down, which is out of bounds. The right side, you've got OB. It's playing about 400, but there's a lot of things to think about.
Yeah, Max threw that one a little too low, but he kept it safe.
Oh no!
Another one, too low, but safe.
Inbounds, just these are holes he's just thinking, I'll just throw some mid-range right to it. I would expect Chris to laser beam this one right at it, just knowing his comfort zone. This is like just let me do this all day.
Oh, look at that.
Would you look at that?
That was pretty.
Nice shot by Chris. So these guys are, 150 or more out. So at this point, you're saying to yourself, okay, move on, get your 3. No worries, no worries. Chris still hasn't even been able to. Wow, look at this guy. Would you look
Nice
at
part
that?
job.
Yeah, that's a bonus. I mean, that's a good one. Not a big surprise, but Chris picking one up on Max. Now 2 back.
Yeah, we heard a little commotion back on hole F. Jessica Weiss threw one in for her 2.
Nice.
470 feet.
That's big. So finishing up the letter holes here, this hole I. Wow, look at this.
Tink.
Oh my goodness.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, that's what he just did.
You just hit the pole on a roller. Okay.
So the road is out of bounds, obviously, left of the road. You cannot see the pin from the tee. It's kind of a blind shot. Basically, what you see is that telephone pole he just went around, and that's just it's pretty good. If you like getting part jobs. So great shot by Chris, putting some pressure on Max. It's a pretty natural shot for Max. Last couple of rounds, he's just been playing that road and skipping right to it. And round 3, he threw. That's definitely a good shot. He's going to give himself about 40 footer, 35, 40 footer.
Oh no.
That's one of those lines. I mean, Drew probably, I don't know if he was thinking bring it out a little wider. You have to go left of that telephone pole, or you're going to either hit one of those or you're going to crash in the woods. So a little bit of a misfire probably, but at this point, just get your 3 and get out.
Max for bird. Nice.
Perfect.
What do you know? He hit the red part of the pole there.
He's just playing so solid. His putt all weekend was just right on. I mean, a couple here or there, but really committed, and it's good to see. Max is such a fun guy to play with, and His wife was there all weekend, rooting him on.
She's so pleasant.
Yeah. And a park job by Chris, putting a little more heat on.
Hit the pole on the roller.
That's good.
Max and Chris taking birdies there. Max now 20 down.
It's hot. Tough hole here, 315 feet, but a really tough basket to get to. There's a couple lines. You've got a really high line if you're right-handed and just kind of stall on the basket. And a lot of people will try this low line, but there's a lot of trees to contend with, and that's one of those where he might have gotten a skip up there. Super hard lefty hole. Max, yeah,
good.
Max has been rolling this all weekend.
Oh, some bad luck there.
It's just not an easy lefty hole. I like that line. Skip in there. I'm taking it that he hit a tree by his, yeah. Yeah, there's just a lot to hit. I mean, over the years, these trees have just continued to obviously get taller because that's what trees do. But we haven't made any major cuts lately. But I think it's getting to be time where we need to do something to kind of open that up a little bit to make it more fair for rewarding the good shots. Max is, yeah, that's rough.
He had nothing.
Yeah, you get caught up early and you're kind of struggling, and even this is not a gimme. He's still, trying to dodge some trees. And Chris did. He got all the way up there. That's his drive, right? Wow. Well done.
Yeah, rare bird on this hole.
Especially with that low line. I mean, that's the safer line because the 2 meter rule is in effect, and this hole is probably the most OBs due to 2 meter. So Chris is, the veteran move, the veteran playing for a whole 5 years, doing smart things by taking the trees out of play. So you had the 2, 3, 4 on that hole, I believe, and tightened it up quite a bit there.
This is where Drew told Max that story about Drew walking into Chris when he was putting. He faked him out with those like.
He does that pump fake. He gets me all the time. So look at that, tied right up, right there at 19 under, moving into hole 16. Just a few holes left. 318 feet. These guys are thinking 2 on this hole. It's one of the easier holes on the backside for sure. And Chris needs that to get up or skip, and it doesn't look like it did.
Yeah, it just kind of sat down.
That's money.
This is looking good.
Skip ace. That's exactly what you want. You really, the one thing you can't do obviously is hit early left or early right. But if you get in, most people seem to saw it off a little early and come in early. Like that's standing up pretty good. Okay.
Get under there.
Yeah, like earlier in the first round and second round, people were going in early, and there's just nothing in there. So Chris needed about 2 feet of height, and he would have been just fine. And now he's just kind of saying, the 3 is all I'm going to do. So there's that pump fake that many people have fallen for. Great drive by Drew. Well done. And a huge drive by Max as well. Nice. Good comeback after the 4 on the previous hole.
Mm-hmm.
Coming down the home stretch. Max taking the lead back. These guys practicing their bowling.
Yeah, they were discussing their mechanics. I think Drew uses a 2-handed technique. Max trying to wrap his head around that.
Things you talk about during backup. So, hole 17, 338. Again, a lot of ways to get there. This spike hyzer takes a lot of the early stuff out of play, but it can also be risky depending upon it if you don't get that. Oh, he finally fell.
Yeah.
If you don't get it back over the road, you can get yourself in trouble. And super high risk for Max. but he probably has had more success doing that because, again, he's taken the first 200 foot of trees out of play.
Wow.
The basket's tucked way back to the left, so it's really a straight shot for about 280 feet, and then it kind of is kind of a skip shot back into the woods. So my guess is Chris is going low and then just trying to play that hyzer skip in. And that's the more routine shot. Might be a little early, but maybe not. It's hard to say. Yeah, a little bit.
He's got a lot of trees in the way right now. He stays clean.
Mm-hmm. About as good as you can do from back there. And Drew, with that huge hyzer over the road, still kind of gave himself a look. But that's good, 40 or 45 feet.
Yeah, and he's straddling out. He's got trees in his way. He's got to go around them.
Wow.
And yeah,
My goodness.
he was due. He's had a couple short ones, so it's good to see him.
That was huge.
Yeah, 2 in a row. That's the Drew I'm used to seeing. I don't know. He's just been a little bit off today.
Nice drive for Max.
Wow, that was his drive.
That was from his drive. That big.
That's
Sky
insane.
hyzer.
That's insane. I
Yeah,
mean,
from a lefty too.
if you have not played that course, go look at hole 17 and think about being lefty and parking that hole. That's amazing.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
Now he's another one on Chris, putting the heat back on.
Yeah, 2 strokes. Heading into hole 18, 582 feet. This is uphill. You got OB on the right. You got tall grass on the left, but it doesn't play OB. You're just looking to take your 3 and move on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the only trouble really on this hole is the road for the most part. Drew is one of the guys at this tournament that can actually reach this hole. It's one of those things where how aggressive
Oh
does
my
he want to
goodness.
be?
Look at this. Look at this. Good grief.
Wow.
He's just outside the circle.
I just wonder what it would be like to throw that far, like just once.
Yeah, it must be nice.
Max is feeling like, wow, he's my height, but he throws a lot further. And that's just playing really safe. So Max
Yeah,
is
perfect shot.
Max is up. He knows he's winning. He's not sure what the other cards are doing, but there are 9 more holes to play that are that will count towards score. So Max is just trying to coast in with 3. Chris absolutely smashed that one as well. His disc does not look like it's going very far, and then you just watch it keep going. He's just got sneaky distance. And Max is,
Like you said, because it's so fast.
yeah, he's just got a lot of torque on it. And Max is just trying to get up and down, stay in the lead.
Beautiful.
And that is perfection. It's a fast green. There's a slope on the right. There's a slope behind it. You can't really tell in the video, but there'll be a lot of shots that get up and roll on this hole just because of that fast green. So another good one by Chris. Get your 3, move, and look at Drew.
The putt for Bird. Rare opportunity.
Come on. Ugh. I played the last round with Double G, and he threw it up there about 23 feet away. And I just was like, I'm going to get my camera out. I want to film this and see. This is a guy that could probably do it. I've never seen it too. Nice putt by Chris. And Double G threw it all the way up there, and I'm like, well, I better film the putt, and he right dead center. And it was just awesome to have it on film. It's because it's almost 600 feet uphill. You don't see that whole part. I mean, it just doesn't happen. So there's lots of internet people that throw 600 feet, but when you see them in person, they don't throw 600 feet. Good putt, good finish by Max. Awesome round.
Yeah, great round. Yeah, I saw you put that clip up on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
I've only seen one other deuce, and that was Paul Macbeth in 2015.
Yeah,
Hit a
he's
2.
pretty good.
Yeah,
He's
Paul,
pretty good.
Paul's all right. So we got Max in sole possession of the lead at 21 under. He's got 2 strokes over Chris. They're adding everything up, making sure everything's correct.
So the finals, then we do have that final 9. It's a safari final 9 for some holes, some of the original course, and we'll take the top 4 open men and the top 2 ladies. And it looks like after all the scores were added, Chris Dickerson made it in. James Cole actually snuck in from the the fourth card shooting 1,079 rated round, which is just impressive.
That's insane. I think
Yeah.
he went 14 under
Yes.
for round 3.
Yes, and Drew also made it in, and then our two ladies that were making it were Jessica Weiss and Rebecca Frazier. So can't wait for the final 9.
Oh, I'm real excited. It's a fun event. Great way to cap it off. Thanks for joining us, and come back for the final 9.